Very good morning to all of you. Am I audible? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the YouTube live streaming of me and Matt. Am I audible to you all and am I visible? Please type good morning in the chat box so that I know who all are here and also type your name. Very good morning to all of you. I think I am audible and visible to everyone now. So let us get started with the lesson. So today our topic is temperature. Okay, so it's a new topic. Last day, you all have done a different topic. You all have learned about capacity. So today the session is about a new topic, which is temperature. So it would be really great if you can join the session because it's a new thing and it's always great to learn something new, right? So please join the session quickly. I know it's a Saturday, but I promise you it's going to be a really good session. You can learn a lot of things. We can solve some good questions on temperature, and it is going to give you a good clarity on the concept. Okay, so please join in quickly. So, we are first going to see the star student for this week, and we are going to applaud for them and congratulate them over here. So let's see, all have become the star student for this week. Yes, this week we do not have just one, but more than one star student. So star students of the week are, so we have Arya Nandini, who is the star student of the week. Congratulations, Arya Nandini. We also have Satvik Patra. Congratulations, Satvik. And we also have Adam Johan as the star student for this week. So we have three star students for this week. Congratulations to Arya Nandini, Satvik, and Adam for becoming the star students of the week. Like to see all of you becoming the star students of the week, right? In some week or the other. But for that, you have to be very, very regular for the classes. And also, you have to do your homeworks regularly, get good scores in the homeworks, right? You have to get full scores, 10 out of 10. So that would increase your chances of becoming the star student of the week and featured in this page for our YouTube live streaming, right? So let us go to the next and let's see what are we going to learn today. So here we have a very quick math riddle which you have to solve. Let's see how many of you are able to solve this. We have the first riddle over here as if 7 becomes 13 and 11 becomes 21, what does 9 become? So this is the first question of the day, which is a math riddle. Now, it has nothing to do with the topic for today. It is just, something to brainstorm, something fun with which we are starting this session. So you have to think that how is 7 becoming 13 and 11 becoming 21? And if you can understand that, then you will be very easily answer that how 9 is becoming what number? What number will 9 become? Okay. So how is 7 becoming 13 and how is 11 becoming 21? If you can understand that, then you will be able to tell me why 9 is becoming what number and what is that number. Okay. So I am going to give you a 1 minute time to practice and then I will be explaining you and showing you the answer, revealing the answer to you. So please be quick. I'm yet to get any responses. Okay, so I have one response over here. Good morning. Very good morning. So if you know the answer, please type the answer in the chat box, and then I'm going to reveal the answer to you, and we are going to move over to the topic for today. Okay, so I have got one answer as 70. Okay, let's see if I can get any more answers. So, how is 7 becoming 13? How is 11 becoming 21? Think, what is the relation between 7 and 13, 11 and 21? And that will give you the answer. So, let's see. Let's reveal the answer. So, the answer is 17. Yes. So, very, very good. 17 is absolutely the correct answer. So, let us see how it is becoming 17, right? So, 7's double. You have done doubling of numbers, right? Doubling means adding the number twice, counting the same number twice. So, 7 plus 7 gives us 14, right? And from 14, when you take away 1, you get 30, right? So 14 minus 1 is equal to 13. So that's the relationship between 7 and 13. You have to double the number and then subtract 1. So does that same thing apply for 11 also? Let's check. So we have 11 plus 11 giving us 22, and 22 minus 1 is equal to 21. So yes, that's how 11 is becoming 21. Then what to do with 9? We have to double the number 9, which is giving us 18. And from 18, when you are doing minus 1, you get the answer as 70. So yes, that's how you are getting the answer. So very good. The answer is absolutely correct. Now let's move to the next part. So here we have the voices of the learners who were very active in the last session and had very actively participated and given answers to the questions. So we can see we have Arya over here, we have Kinaya over here. So very good, Arya and Kinaya, for being very, very active in the last session, for joining the last session and trying to give all the correct answers. So that's very good. And I hope to see you all being active for all the sessions as well. So that's great. Now let's see what we are learning today. So as we have already seen that the topic for today is temperature. So what do you exactly understand by temperature? Can anyone tell me what is temperature? So please do join the session quickly. We have started the session already. Please do join in. Those who haven't joined, join the session quickly and let us try to understand and learn temperature and get to solve some good questions on this topic as well. So please do join quickly. So my question was, what is temperature? What is temperature? I am sure all of you must have seen or heard this word somewhere. Okay, maybe at home, or you must have seen in the news or heard in the TV, right? So, temperature, or maybe in your mobile phone, there also the temperature of the day comes, right? So, temperature is nothing but it shows us how hot or cold something is, right? How hot or cold something is. So it can be little hot, warm, very hot, little cold, very cold, or freezing cold, right? So that we determine using temperature. We measure temperature to understand how hot, how much hot, or how much cold something is. Okay. So sometimes when you have fever, you also measure your body temperature, right? And we measure the temperature of the day. In your phones, you must have seen that it comes that what is the temperature of Monday, what is the temperature going to be on Tuesday, right? So temperature means how hot or cold something is. Now, what is the tool which we use to measure temperature? Do you know that? Like for length, we are using a ruler or a measuring tape. For mass, we use a balance. For capacity, we use a measuring cylinder. So what do we use to measure temperature? This also you know. What do we use to measure temperature? Come on, quickly type the answer in the chat box. Let me see. Which tool do we use to measure temperature? So when you have fever, what do you use to measure your body temperature? You know that. Come on, quickly type the response in the chat box. Let's see. What is the name of the tool which we use to measure temperature? So do we use a ruler to measure our temperature when we have fever? What is the tool? Is it a ruler or a measuring tape or something else? Please quickly type a response in the chat box. Let's see. Okay, so let me tell you what is the name of that tool. The name of that tool is thermometer. You have heard of thermometers, right? The name of the tool is thermometer. So we use a thermometer to measure the temperature. When you have fever, you use a thermometer to measure your body temperature, right? And to measure other kinds of temperatures also, like temperature of the day, there are special kinds of thermometers which are used. Okay, so that is what is temperature, and the tool name is thermometer. Now units, another very important thing. Like in length, we have centimeter, kilometers, meters. In mass, we studied about grams and kilograms. In capacity, we learned about liter and milliliter. In the same way, temperature also has units. So temperature's units are called degree Celsius and Fahrenheit. Okay, one unit would be degree Celsius. You would see that after the temperature, it would be written as something like C. Okay? So that is actually the C stands for Celsius. Okay? So you must have seen the temperature being written as 25 degrees Celsius, right? So the small little round over here, that's the symbol for degree, and C stands for Celsius. So 25 degrees Celsius or 30 degrees Celsius or 5 degrees Celsius. So this degree Celsius is one unit of temperature. And another unit is Fahrenheit. Okay. Another unit would be Fahrenheit, where it would be written as F. Okay, so for Celsius, it would be written as C, and for Fahrenheit, it would be written as F. So if you look through the thermometer carefully, you will see the symbols as C and F, and you will understand that whether the temperature is being measured in degrees Celsius or in Fahrenheit. Okay, now one more very important thing to know about temperature is when the numbers are less. Okay, when the temperature is showing less, like it is showing 1, 2, 3, okay, 4, 5, that means the feeling is very, very cold. You will be feeling very cold. If the temperature in a place is very, very less, that that place is very cold. And if the number is showing very high, if the temperature of the place is very, very high, let's say it is something more than 30 or around 40, 50, that means it is very, very hot. Okay, so the lesser the temperature, the more cold it is, and the higher the temperature, it is more hot. So that's about temperature. Yes. So that's great. I hope you all have understood what is temperature. Yes, I can see a response as thermometer. That's great. So now let us move over to the questions. And while we solve the questions, we'll learn something more also about this topic. So we have moved over to the first question of the day. Let us read the question first, and then I'm going to start the timer, and you have to answer within that time. Okay, and then we will be explaining the answer. Okay, room temperature is 5 degrees Celsius more than the temperature shown in the given thermometer. The room temperature is dash. So you can see there is a thermometer, and you can see this red color liquid inside the thermometer, which is called as the mercury. Okay, so this level you can check is at which number. That will show you what is the reading in the thermometer, and room temperature is 5 degrees Celsius more than that. So you have to tell me then what is the room temperature. Okay, so I'm going to start the timer for you. Your time starts now, and in this time you have to give me your answer in the chat box, and then we will be discussing. Okay, so let's be a little quick. Let me see if you are able to give the correct answer for this question or not. Oh, it's a very easy question. You just have to observe the thermometer, the temperature in the thermometer, and you can give me the answer. Which is the correct option? Is it option A, 34 degrees Celsius, option B, 30 degrees Celsius, option C, 25 degrees Celsius, or option D, 32 degrees Celsius? Quickly type your answer in the chat box. Let's see. Which of these is the correct temperature showing in the thermometers, and 5 degrees Celsius more than that it has to be? Okay, first you have to identify the temperature showing in the thermometer, and then you have to find out the room temperature, the correct room temperature. So your time is almost up. A few seconds are left. So please do quickly type your answers in the chat box. Let's see. Quickly type your answers in the chat box, which is option A, B, C, or D. Okay, so as the time is up, now we have to discuss the answer. So as we see that in this thermometer, this level is at, okay, I have a response, option C, that's great. Okay, so let us see if option C is correct or not. So the level is at this point, and the marking here shows as 20, and this is a degree Celsius thermometer, so the temperature shown here is 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, so the room temperature is 5 degrees Celsius more than the temperature shown here. So more means we have to add this 5 degrees Celsius to whatever is showing in the thermometer. So we have 20 plus 5, which is 25 degrees Celsius. Okay, so 25 degrees Celsius, which is option C, is the correct answer. So very, very good. You have absolutely given the correct answer. 25 degrees Celsius is absolutely correct. Now, let us move over to the next question. So, we have the next question here. Let us read it. We can see a picture. So, which of the following is estimated temperature of the winter night felt by the man in the picture? So you can see the picture that the man is, feeling very cold, and he has a cap on his head, and he is inside the blanket, and there is no falling. And it is mentioned that it's a winter night. So, what do you think is the ideal temperature of the night? Is it option A, 3 degrees Celsius, option B, 23 degrees Celsius, option C, 43 degrees Celsius, or option D, is it 53 degrees Celsius? Your time has already started. So, please quickly type the response for this in the chat box. Let's see. Which of the following is the ideal temperature or the estimated temperature of the winter night? So you have to think, how do you feel in winter, right? In winter, do we feel hot or do we feel cold? And if you are feeling cold, then what do you think can be the temperature out of all these four? Okay, so you can see the condition of the man. It can be understood that he is feeling really very, very cold. So then what do you think can be the temperature? Okay, there is no falling outside, and he is totally wrapped inside the blanket. Okay, so what do you think can be the ideal temperature of the winter night? Quickly type your answer in the chat box. Let's see, and we will be discussing quickly. So your time is almost up again. Be fast. You just have a few more seconds to go, and then we will be revealing the answer. Let's see. Come on, fast. Quickly type your answer in the chat box. Which option do you think is correct? Is it A, B, C, or D? So your time is up. Now let us look at the answer. So I have already mentioned when we were discussing the concept of temperature that if the number is less, if it is less, then it is very, very cold. If the temperature is less, that means it is extremely cold. And if the temperature is high, then it's hot. Okay, so here we have to check that which is the lowest temperature out of this. So the lowest temperature shown here is at option A, which is 3 degrees Celsius. Okay, so 3 degrees Celsius shows here as the coldest temperature, right? So we can say, looking at this condition of the man, we can say that 3 degrees Celsius can be the ideal temperature of the winter night because it seems he's feeling extremely cold. And since it is snow falling, so it can be understood that 3 degrees Celsius is the correct answer. Yes, option A is correct. Absolutely. Option A. So which one do you think is the hottest? So if we have to find out the hottest temperature, we have to see which is showing the highest now. So here the highest temperature is shown by 53 degrees Celsius. So that would be the hottest. Even 43 degrees Celsius is going to be really very hot. Okay. But 23 degrees Celsius is not really that hot. It's going to be fine, little warm, little cool. Okay. Right? So the correct answer was option A. Now let us move over to the next sum. Next question. Let's Okay. So here we have the next question. I hope it is visible to you all on the screen. Let's see. Rohan's room temperature is shown here. After some time, the temperature fell down by 5 degrees Celsius. The room's temperature now is dash. So Rohan's room temperature is shown thermometer. Look at the thermometer and understand what is the room temperature of Rohan. And then you have to tell me that if after some time the temperature is falling by 5 degrees Celsius, then what is it now? Okay. So after falling, what is going to be the temperature of the room? Okay, so is it option A 20 degrees Celsius, option B 25 degrees Celsius, option C is it 35 degrees Celsius, or option D is it 40 degrees Celsius? So let me start the timer for you all. So quickly type your answer in the chat box. Let's see, is it A, B, C, or D? What is going to be the new room temperature after it has fallen by 5 degrees Celsius? Try to read the thermometer and then solve and tell me what is going to be the correct answer for this. Is it A, B, C, or D? Quickly, quickly type your responses in the chat box. Let me see. Okay, I haven't got yet any responses. Please be fast. You have to be quick. This is a very, very easy sum, right? We just did a sum like this, the first sum, right? So this is going to be very easy. It is almost like that, right? You have to read the temperature on the thermometer. You have to see the marking where it is and solve and tell me what is the Rohan's room temperature now. So your time is almost going to be up. Very few seconds are left. Try to answer within the time. Come on, you have to be very quick. Quickly type your responses in the chat box. Let's see. Quickly type your response in the chat box as you just have 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Time is up. Now let us see what is the correct answer for this. So here we see that the liquid level is at 40 degrees Celsius. Okay, I have got a response as option C 35 degrees Celsius. Okay, let's see if it is correct. So the marking here shows at 40 degrees Celsius, which was the room temperature before. Okay. Now from there, if it is falling, the temperature is falling. That means it is becoming less. So if it is less, you have to do minus. How much less? 5 degrees Celsius less. So 40 degrees Celsius minus 5 degrees Celsius will be 35 degrees Celsius. So now the room temperature of Rohan is 35 degrees Celsius, which is option C. Absolutely correct. Very, very good. Option C is the correct option. That's great. Okay, so now let us move over to the next question. Yes, let us read the question first. Paris temperature is 19 degrees Celsius if the temperature of Paris is 6 degrees Celsius higher than the temperature of New York. What is the temperature in New York? Option A 25 degrees Celsius, option B 21 degrees Celsius, option C 30 degrees Celsius, or is it option D 11 degrees Celsius? Let me start the timer for you. Your time has started. So Paris's temperature is given, and it is also given that Paris temperature is 6 degrees Celsius higher than the temperature of New York. So what is the temperature in New York? You can see that this is a picture of Paris, and this is a picture of New York. Okay, so Paris and New York, they are two very beautiful cities, and their temperature is given over here as 90 degrees Celsius, and New York's temperature is not given, but it is given that Paris temperature is 6 degrees Celsius higher than the temperature in New York. So what is the temperature in New York? Okay, so your time is running out. You have to be quick again and type your response quickly in the chat box. Let's see. Let's see who is able to give me the answer correctly. Is it option A, B, C, or D? Is it 25, 21, 30, or 11? Come on, quickly type your response in the chat box. Let's see. Your time is running out. You have to be quick. And then we are going to discuss and find out the answer for this. Come on, quickly. Quickly find out the temperature of New York. Okay, time is up. So now we have to discuss. So the temperature of Paris is 19 degrees Celsius, and I have got a response. That's great. Option A, 25. Okay, let's see. 25. We have to check. So Paris temperature is 19 degrees Celsius. Now, Paris temperature is higher than New York. Okay, so that means New York's will be less than Paris, right? If Paris temperature is higher, that means New York's temperature have to be less than the temperature of Paris, right? How much less? 6 degrees Celsius less, because temperature of Paris is 6 degrees Celsius higher, 6 degrees Celsius more. So New York's temperature would be 6 degrees Celsius less than Paris. So from Paris temperature, we have to minus 6 degrees Celsius, which gives us 19 minus 6 is 13 degrees Celsius, right? So the correct answer is 13 degrees Celsius. Now you have given option A 25. I know the mistake which you have made. You have added 6 with 19, right? And you have got 25 degrees Celsius. But here you have to do minus 6 because temperature of Paris is more. So to find out the temperature of New York, you have to subtract. Okay, you have to go less. So 90 minus 6 is 13 degrees Celsius. So I hope now you have understood the answer. Okay, so let us move over to the next question. Okay, so here is the next question for you. Which of the following shows the second highest temperature in degrees Celsius? There are 4 thermometers given. Okay, A, B, C, D, 4 thermometers given. You just have to look at the thermometers, look at each of them, look at the level of liquid. You can see that red mark, and you have to tell me which option shows the second highest temperature. So your time starts now. So quickly type your answer in the chat box. You have to just write is A, B, C, or D. Just write A, B, C, or D. Try to read the level of the marking and just type the option. Which do you think is the correct option? Is it A, B, C, or D? Please be quick. Please quickly type your answers in the chat box. Let's see. Which of the following shows the second highest temperature? So you have to watch that word that it's talking about second highest temperature. Okay, not the highest or lowest. It's talking about the second highest temperature. Okay, I have got response and it says option D. So let's see if it is correct or not. So option D is the second highest. Let us see if that's correct or not. Okay. So your time is also almost up. So we can just stop the timer over here and discuss the answer to this question. Okay. So as we see the level, we can see that option C thermometer has the highest level shown. So that means it is the hottest, right? It's the highest. And after that, if we check between A, B, and C, then we can see that option A is here and option D is a little bit higher than A. So the level in D is lesser than C but higher than A, right? So we can say that this is showing the second highest temperature, whereas option B shows the lowest temperature. So this is the highest and this is the lowest, and this is the second highest temperature. Okay. So option D is absolutely correct. The temperature shown in this thermometer is the second highest of all the four thermometers. That's really great. So let us move over to the next question of the day. Let's see. If the temperature of London is 27 degrees Celsius and the temperature of Boston is 16 degrees Celsius, which of the following statements is correct? London is 11 degrees Celsius hotter than Boston. London is 13 degrees Celsius hotter than Boston. London is 11 degrees Celsius colder than Boston. And London is 13 degrees Celsius colder than Boston. Okay. So these are the four options. Quickly type your answer in the chat box and let me start a timer for you. Which of these is the correct answer? If the temperature of London is 27 degrees Celsius and the temperature of Boston is 16 degrees Celsius, then which of these options is giving you the correct statement about this information? Is it telling us that London is 11 degrees Celsius hotter than Boston? Or is it telling us that it is 13 degrees Celsius hotter than Boston? Or is it telling us that it's 11 degrees Celsius colder than Boston? Or is it telling us that it is 13 degrees Celsius colder than Boston? Which of these do you think is the correct answer? So your time is running out. Please type your answer quickly in the chat box and then we will go into discussing the answer. Quickly type your answer in the chat box. Let's see. Let me see who is the first one to type the answer in the chat box. Quickly type your answer. I'm waiting for your response. What our time for today is almost up, so we have to quickly discuss the answer for this one, right? So, okay, I have got response ready, and it's option A. Okay, let's see. Let us see if the answer is correct or not. The time has stopped. And the temperature of London is 27 degrees Celsius and the temperature of Boston is 16 degrees Celsius, right? So we can see very clearly that the temperature of London is more than the temperature of Boston. That is very clear. 27 is greater than 16. But how much more? That is what we have to find out. So how do we find out that? From 27, we take away 16, which gives us 11. And 11 degrees Celsius is the correct answer. So London is 11 degrees Celsius hotter than Boston. That's absolutely the correct answer. So very good. Option A is absolutely correct. Now, next question. Let us see what do we have. How will you classify the temperature of water by looking at the below image? Okay. So there is an image given. You have to look at that and you have to tell me how are you going to classify the temperature of this. Okay, is it cold? Is it showing cold, warm, freezing, or is it showing hot? What do you think is the correct temperature for this? So it's not giving you any particular number or any particular temperature. That by looking at the picture, what do you think is it showing? Is it showing a very cold temperature, warm temperature, freezing temperature, or hot temperature? Come on, quickly type your answer in the chat box. Let's see. Okay, so I have got the response as hot. So yes, if we see, and we can say that it's very, very hot. It's showing very, very hot. Okay, as you can see that it's kept on a hot stove and the water is boiling, right? We can see the steam coming out. So it's showing very, very hot. It's showing boiling water. So the temperature of this is hot. So very good. Your answer is absolutely correct. Now we have to move over to the Sunday bonus question of the day. Here we have the Sunday bonus question of the day. So look at the options and tell me which of these thermometers shows the hottest temperature. Is it A, B, C, or D? Which of these thermometers show us the hottest temperature? Is it option A, option B, option C, or option D? I hope you can see it on screen, the Sunday bonus question. Is it option A, option B, option C, or option D? Which of these shows the hottest temperature? So let's see if you can answer this question. Hottest temperature is shown by A, B, C, or D. Okay, I already got the answer as option B. As we see, it is showing much above. The liquid level is showing quite high.